be kind, and be cheerful giver.
More voters' remorse from northern Nigeria, this time from Northern Elders Forum. Their spokesman, Mr. Abdulaziz Suleiman, while speaking to The Guardian, expressed their regret for voting Tinubu in 2023. He said, quote, "The North made a mistake in voting Bola Tinubu to the presidency in 2023, and it is unlikely that they will repeat the same error in the future. They have learned from their past misstep and will strive to select a candidate who can unite the country and govern in the best interests of all Nigerians. Moving forward, the North will be more cautious in selecting a candidate for the presidency. They will prioritize someone who is seen as more inclusive, less controversial, and more aligned with the interests of all regions of the country. The mistake of supporting Tinubu in 2023 has taught them the importance of unity and consensus in selecting a candidate for the highest office in the land." Unquote. Mr. Suleiman said this in response to a question when he was asked about Peter Obi's charitable donations in the North, where he donated many boreholes and even cash to many people in the North. Well, voter remorse is very real, and it seems to be coming more from the North. The other day it was Islamic clerics that were expressing their regret for backing Tinubu and Muslim ticket. Other times, northern politicians have expressed their regret for backing Tinubu in the 2023 presidential election. To the contrary, there are politicians who didn't back Tinubu in the 2023 presidential election. They are now saying that they will back him even if he wants to recontest in 2027. They are saying this to tell people that, hey, you people were warned in the beginning, but you refused to listen.
Decided to take Indomie, 200 naira, and voted for rocks across the country.
People are hungry.
Let them die. It's their fault. Yeah, I'm supporting Tinubu 100%.
You're supporting Tinubu?
100% to deal with Nigerians.
Jeez.
People like you. So that when next election comes, I will now see whether when people bring money, you will vote for them or you will do your conscience.
Mr. Galadima there, he's a PDP member. He supported Atiku Abubakar in the presidential election. It's a pity people have taken it this way. Even many people in the South feel this way. Whenever they hear stories about Northerners expressing their voters' remorse, they always say, hey, we will back Tinubu this time around since you people refused to listen during the campaigns. It's clear that the core North is feeling the voters' remorse more than any other region in the country. And to think that Tinubu won the core North, he defeated Atiku in the core North, it means that they voted for Tinubu more than they voted for Atiku. Yes, whether the voter numbers are correct or wrong, the most important thing is that the core North voted for Tinubu in their thousands or even millions. This is despite the fact that the Northern Elders Forum, which is the foremost forum in the North, they invited all the major candidates during the presidential election campaigns. Tinubu came there with El-Rufai and many others. He said all he had to say, but the most important takeaway in his visit was when El-Rufai started accusing Peter Obi of locking him up in Anambra State when he came to monitor the elections, that he used the SSSS to prevent him from leaving the hotel to come out and monitor the elections. Atiku Abubakar, when he visited, he didn't mince his words. He said, what Northerners need is to vote a fellow Northerner who understands everything. He coined it in many ways, but the most important thing is that he was encouraging Northerners to vote for him alone, not any other person. That's based on his ethnicity, that he's from the North.
What the average Northerner needs is somebody who is from the North and who also understands the other parts of Nigeria. This is what the Northerner needs. He doesn't need a Yoruba candidate or an Igbo candidate.
The day that Peter Obi came, he told them all he had to say. Amidst massive standing ovation, he talked to them in his usual mantra about Niger, about the massive uncultivated agricultural land in the North, that Nigeria stands to earn more money from agriculture in the North than oil. None of the candidates sounded more convincing than Peter Obi. He also did not fail to defend himself against the accusation of El-Rufai.
Thank you, thank you.
In the end, Nigerians expected the Northern Elders Forum to endorse one candidate, but they failed to do so. No one knew that they went behind closed doors and decided to back Tinubu. Maybe they didn't decide that, but looking at the events, they are among the many that are complaining that they voted for Tinubu that is failing them. They are regretting that they voted for him. Also, the former spokesman of the Northern Elders Forum, an elder brother to Dati Baba Ahmed, he took up an appointment with the current administration. He's a special advisor to Shetima. So it seems that they truly endorsed him behind closed doors without announcing to Nigerians that they have chosen to back Tinubu for the presidential election. You see, the lessons being learned here is not just about voting Tinubu, but about what Labour Party and P2B did during the presidential election campaigns. P2B went to remote towns against the advice of security agencies. He wanted to market himself to everyone, to give them that chance of looking at all the candidates and deciding, hey, I want to back this man, I want to back this person. So in all this, going by the numbers that Labour Party pulled in the presidential election, not the INEC allocated figures, Labour Party was able to prove that if there are 4 presidential candidates in a presidential election, that if a candidate wins 3 geopolitical zones and gathers a few votes in other regions, that the person will win the election. So what it means is that the core north, the northwest, cannot decide who becomes the president. They always feel like they have the votes, that they must decide the winner. But that's not the case. Before 2015, Buhari was always winning the north, but he couldn't win until he won southwest. Not really winning it, but he got substantial votes in the southwest. Remember that when he was contesting, it was only 2 presidential candidates. Why this is important is because during the campaigns, the Northern Elders Forum were saying that they want to hear from the candidates the program they have for the north. They were emphasizing north as if north is Nigeria, that Nigeria starts and ends in the north. But it's good that their language has changed. The spokesman of the Northern Elders Forum said that in the future, they will back a candidate that will represent the interest of all regions in Nigeria. This is how to be inclusive. If we truly want to build a nation, leaders should not be talking about themselves, their region, or their ethnicity. They should be talking about everyone, how everyone will benefit from the system. The oil money that is sustaining Nigeria today comes from a particular region of the country. And in that region, people of that region are not talking the way Northerners talk during elections. They always make it about themselves, as if they are different from others, as if they have a special privilege. The fact that others are not talking in that manner doesn't mean that they don't understand what they are doing. So this time around is a time of understanding that everyone in the Nigerian project is equal. No one is higher or better than the other. We all join hands to build a nation. Let no one feel that he is superior to the other or saying that, hey, we will not stand by and this person from a particular region or a particular ethnicity becomes president. No, things like that bring division in the polity. Instead of working on something that will unite us, leaders talk because of their selfish interest. It leads to division in the country. So going forward, that's assuming they are serious about it, that they are not doing this to be noticed by Tinubu. They should use this time instead of just complaining and expressing their regret. Let them use this time to educate their people. The most important thing here is education. Yes, not that northern politicians are not aware that education matters, but they like it this way because it's easier for them to control the people. During elections, all they need to do is to campaign with money and influence everyone. They will just vote for them without asking questions. And the cycle continues. When is it going to end? And we keep blaming leaders. It is time we started blaming ourselves. Because when you make one mistake, the second time you do the same thing again, the third time, it is no longer a mistake. It has become a way of life. Because people can't, after voting for Buhari in 2015, let's even excuse that one, because of the sentiments against Goodluck Jonathan at the time. But the second time in 2019, people still voted for him. And the third time, the same party that everyone has seen that look at what they have done to Nigeria, that everything has become worse than they met it in 2015. They still went ahead and voted en masse for the same party. Now, 2027 is coming. They are talking about it early enough, despite the fact that the election is still 3 years away. Let's all watch and see how people will vote in 2027. By that time, we will know who to blame. whether it is the leaders or the people this time around. Thanks for watching.